Hello everyone, I'm Krasi, and this is my monthly prognosis for the month of April. I will start doing my predictions in a different way, more useful probably for you. My monthly predictions will include the 12 ascendants, analysis of the 12 ascendants, each of the 12 ascendants and the moon signs, what to expect from the month, how the stellar configurations will influence each one of the 12 ascendants or the 12 moon signs. Also, I will make an overview before analyzing each of the 12 ascendants. And then my weekly prognosis will replace my daily prognosis, because actually the weekly prognosis will be the same. They will look at each of the 7 lunar days of the week. So we will be looking at each of the 7 days. This will be my weekly prognosis instead of making them day by day, because I was thinking of making more educational videos, which will probably be more useful, much more interesting for you. So this will be my monthly analysis, which I'm making a bit earlier this month because the situation is has no analogy. Therefore, I'll make, and probably you all want to know how the month of April will look for each one of us. So this will be my monthly analysis, and then tomorrow you will see, or later today, you will see my weekly analysis, which will be the week, but day by day, Monday, Tuesday. So each day, what each of the 7 days will have for us. So what is happening in April 2020? April is, if you remember in a previous video, I spoke about the Sumerian New Year, which is actually when we see the first lunar crescent before the sun enters the point of the vernal equinox. This was according to the Sumerians. The culture of the Sumerians was replaced by the Akkadians. These are the Babylonians, the way you know them. Akkad. So the Akkadians would then look at the beginning of the new year in a different way. They would look at the first lunar crescent after the sun enters the point of the vernal equinox. So this is actually for us, if we look from the Babylonian perspective, this will be the 25th of March. We can look at both. I usually always opt for the most ancient one, which is the Sumerian, and therefore I made such analysis on my channel. Now, the month of April is starting on the 25th of March, and this is coinciding with the beginning of the Babylonian astronomical new year, which is starting when the moon enters the point of the vernal equinox. This is according to the Babylonians. And you know that astronomically, for all over the world, for the Earth, the point of the spring equinox for the northern hemisphere is in the 5th, approximately around 5 degrees of Pisces. And for the northern hemisphere, this is the point of the autumn equinox. But in any case, this is important tropical point, equinox point. So here is how the month is starting for us. This is, according to the Babylonians, 1st of Nisan, or for the Sumerians, it's the 1st of Adar, because then they would already have had the first lunar month. So it's the 1st of Nisan, 25th of March, and this month is very important again. So I will share with you my screen to show you the chart, because this is not only the chart of the month to come that we'll be describing ascendant per ascendant, but it is also the chart of the year to come. If we look from the Babylonian perspective, like I'm telling you, I look at both, but I opt, like priority for me is the Sumerian approach, because they were more ancient and because actually the Babylonians took the astrology from the Sumerians. So I'm sharing with you my screen. I will make my analysis for the month to come, and then of course we look at each of the 12 ascendants, or you can use it for the 12 lunar moon signs. So this is the chart. As you can see, the sun is just setting. This is the western horizon, and we're having here the first lunar crescent. And this is the chart of the month of April. You're probably noticing that I will be looking and using the ancient approach, which is that we're looking using the lunisolar months. If we look only at the solar months, which start from first day of the month, this is not giving sufficient information of the month to come. Of course, you can do that, you can try, but I would rather combine solar and lunar approach. So this is the first lunar crescent. And the first lunar crescent, you can see first moon, the moon was 3 days invisible. And then the moon is appearing in the 29th degree of Pisces. What is this saying? Some will say the moon is void, of course. No, the moon is not void, of course, but you can see these last degrees are ruled by Saturn, who is the lord of restrictions, karma, karmic debt, lord of time. Saturn introduced the time into our lives. And the moon is making exact aspect with Jupiter, who is also in the 29 degrees of Sagittarius, and also Pluto in the 30th. So the moon is obviously not void, of course, but is also showing some difficulties that we'll be still experiencing in the month of April. The moon is in the Saturn in term of Pisces. This is the most challenging term. Term is this section, bound. This section, which is ruled by the Hermetic. Hermes introduced the terms into the world. This is very, very ancient notion of dividing each of the zodiacal signs, and which is based on the lunar cycle as well. Like in the Vedic astrology, the lunar cycle is the most important. All ancient schools of astrology would look this way. So we're having the moon in section of the zodiac of Pisces ruled by Saturn. This is not easy. The year to come is not going to be easy. So is the month of April. It will not be easy, but this is the sign of Pisces, which is still ruling our era. And the moon is making aspect with Jupiter, which is also very, very important in his own sign, and powerful, powerful. And I will tell you, this is our, so to say, this is our solution for from this difficult situation that we are in. And the solution is through Jupiter. What is Jupiter? Jupiter is ruling our philosophical thinking. Jupiter is got Marduk, very important, significant divinity who was even ruling the ancient Babylon. Marduk was the divinity of Babylon, very important. He was also considered one of the divinities who created humanity, one of them. And even you can see this in the epic of creation, so of Babylon. Jupiter and the moon are making aspect. What is this to say? The moon is in a very difficult position, and the moon is us, the people. If you look at the significators of the mundane astrology, the moon is us, our souls, the people, and the humanity. This is the moon. And Jupiter is making aspect. This I see as protection. I also see this as our way out through very much uplifting our vibrations. This is a must, and this is Jupiter. Jupiter is also bringing joy, abundance, and joy to find through uplifting our vibrations, through spiritual practices. Now we all have time. When we're all locked at home, we will certainly find we need to find time for our emotional life, for our vibrational uplifting. This is of key importance. You will find out later why. This is very important, that you don't give yourself up to fears, but work with the uplifting of your souls, your vibrations, connection with the spirit world, through prayers, through finding, if you want, different practices and methods, spiritual methods, they exist. Yesterday I discovered through Zorina, she's often guest on my channel from Heal and Learn, and yesterday she made a free webinar on the silver method. I can tell you that I didn't even have idea how wonderful this method is for uplifting your vibrations, for becoming even like a medium. This is opening your third eye. It's amazing. I'm just giving you one example. And because there are so many methods. One of the methods I discovered just yesterday, there's so many methods which can really be truly amazing and useful now in this particular timing. Because look what I will tell you. We have here Jupiter and the Moon being in a square. When the such square exists, the master being Saduno, who was one of the most amazing astrologers of our time, he would say that this is something benefic to happen, but through hardship, or something that we couldn't work out before and we need to work out now. When someone will have in the natal chart like square, this harmonious aspect, but between two beautiful planets, this would say that this person couldn't work out the benefits of this. So we couldn't obviously work out the benefits of the Jupiter and Moon being together. What are the benefits? Uplifting of consciousness, working with on our intuition, working on our connection with the Creator, with God, working on really like flying above the vibrations which are now to be felt all over the world, vibrations low of fear and anxieties. There is no place for such things, because I will give you a very good hope here. When this is said, I'm quoting ancient, amazing astrologer, very, very ancient. I think he was existing like maybe 2,000 years ago, Anubio, who would say that when there is a trine between Venus and Jupiter, in a natal chart, then he would say, and the gods will hear the prayers of the native. They will hear the prayers of the native. This would say we're having the divine protection. We only need to work on this. We need to work to enhance this connection with the spirit world, which is being challenged right now with this with the events that are taking place in the world. Another thing that we see in this horoscope of the year, but of April in particular, is of course conjunction Mars and Saturn. Yes, not a good conjunction, definitely not a good conjunction. Conjunction showing dangers, because both Saturn and Mars are very powerful. Saturn because he's the ruler of Capricorn in his own sign, and Mars because he's exalted there. You can imagine both planets, when they are, especially when they reach point when they will make exact conjunction, this is happening 30th, 31st of March. This will be challenging days for the humanity. This is what in the Vedic astrology they call planetary war, and I believe this is making sense. In this very moment, 31st of March, you will be having also the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in the sign of Sagittarius, another planetary war. And this is obviously not easy. But this will also pass. Nothing is forever. The good is not forever. Only the life of the soul and the connection with God is obviously lasting forever. So Mars, Saturn conjunction, Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, these two not harmonious conjunctions will take place on 31st of March. Already the last days of March, I'm telling you, we'll hear things that we don't like, we'll hear more restrictions, we'll hear, I think this will pass, but this will be days that we will not like. And then on the 12th of April, Jupiter enters Capricorn, and we're going to have in this very moment also Venus in Taurus, and you can see we're having the three planet Jupiter who will be in the first degree. At that moment, Saturn will be in the 7th, and Mars will be somewhere here in the 12th. So the three, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn will be in the sign of Capricorn. But then in this very moment, Venus will be in Taurus, from where she will be making a trine So whatever whatever will be happening, and it won't be easy, and this is happening mid-April, 12th of April, Jupiter is entering Capricorn. It won't be easy. It's a complex situation, and it can be of a more imposing of power that will be hearing, but at the very moment, Venus will be helpful, and she will be giving blessings. She'll be softening this. So no, if you're asking if April will be the end of this of the challenges, I don't think so. It is not the end, but on the 14th of April, the Sun is entering his exaltation point, Aries. Well, here we will already see, because symbolically the Sun, so powerful and aspecting this here, these difficult guys here. So this aspect of the Sun and the aspect of the Sun towards Pluto will play a very helpful role, and Venus here. So we will be witnessing already from the second half of April, we will be witnessing better news, solving already, like declining the numbers of illness and so on all over the world. That's for sure. And then on 5th of May, Mars is entering Aquarius, and the things will start a bit easing up. But I can tell you that this is not the end of the story, because you remember I told you when we will be looking at the development of this illness, we need to watch for the course of Mars. So Mars will give us some relief, but there will be a point when he will be very powerful, and this point will be around in particular around autumn, the beginning of autumn, and I'll be talking again about this, but this is not yet the end of the story. Just follow the path of Mars, and you will see. However, from the second part of April, we'll hear that there will be some relief in the cases, maybe decreased and so on, and this will be due to these two factors: Venus, which will be aspecting the difficult planets, and also the Sun, once entering his exaltation point, will be very powerful. And the Sun, look at the Sun, even if you're living in a very cold country like I, but look at the Sun from its spiritual significance, because the Sun, the solar rays are healing always, and also physically you can see that if you put the bacteria cannot survive under the solar rays, but also in the spiritual sense the solar rays have very important healing significance. If you welcome the Sun every morning, you will not have any illnesses, and so I believe this is very important message. So this was just my overview, and now I will be stop share. Okay, so we're looking at Ascendant Aries or Aries Moon, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, you will be recognizing yourself as Ascendant Taurus, and this is the month for Ascendant Aries. Now for you, you will be having this month, the entire April, your Ascendant ruler with Saturn on your midheaven. This is a bit disharmonious. This can create some disharmonies related to your career, disturbances, disharmonies. But on the other hand, Jupiter and Pluto will give you depth, can give you new insights related to your spirituality very, very much. The appearance of the first lunar crescent for you is happening on your 12th house. This can lead to desire for self-isolation or desire to go in depth into the spiritual esoteric practices. Also, you may like to help others to do some work of empathy. Your Venus is entering her own place. This is your second house. This can be supportive for your finances, can be also very supportive for your relationship with family members. Like even if you due to the circumstances cannot see them physically, you may have means to improve relationship with them, for example. But financially, I don't think that these particular circumstances will bring you enormous troubles. But the disharmony at work is a fact. This is what you may need to, well, to have to take into consideration, to be a bit, you know, a bit diplomatic, careful, and patient. Of course, patience maybe is the word. On in the middle of the month, the sun is entering your ascendant, which actually is very good for you, can help you in terms of healing, can help you in many ways, can help you with your studies, can help you with finding yourself, can help you in general for your well-being, for good. And this is when the sun will be entering your ascendant on 14th of April and will stay there for 1 month. So it is useless to speak about travel because it's not very applicable. So we continue with ascendant Taurus or moon in Taurus. Or for those of you who follow the modern tropical astrology, you will be recognizing yourself as ascendant Gemini. Now for you, Venus will be on your ascendant for quite some time. She will be on your ascendant, passing through different phases up until 5th of May. So Venus will be on your ascendant, which is very good actually. This is your ascendant ruler, and she's an evening star. Who can bring you romance, sense of desiring to create art, to create beauty. She can make you also very emotional, because in this very moment, she's herself emotional and romantic, but she's also receiving the aspect of Mars and Saturn on your 9th house. This would say, of course, this would be limiting in terms of travel. Saturn and Mars on your ascendant, on your midheaven for sure. This can also be a limiting factor a bit for your communication, in terms of you may hear, or it's a limiting factor a bit for doing media work, like a bit when the 9th house is afflicted. It means that you may need to be very prepared in the way you present your stuff on internet, or the way you negotiate or communicate with people. Just you may need to apply additional preparation. In terms of studies, also this can put you in a state to repeat. You may lack muse and desire to study, but then you may need to apply some patience. The sun from your 11th house is a harmonious placement. The sun is quite powerful in our era in the constellation of Pisces, and this is good for relationship with your children. And the sun will be there until 14th of April, and this is also fine for the finances. This will be a saving factor for you in terms of financial losses. And then on the 14th, the sun is entering his exaltation place on your 12th house. This is good. This can give you opportunity for healing. This can give you opportunity to win over enemies. So in this sense, this is good. But through the month, Venus will be your savior, because she's your ascendant ruler and she will be on your ascendant, and this is brilliant. And yes, there is, because of the appearance of the lunar crescent on your 11th house of this month, the 11th house is becoming very important. The house of gains, the house of social circle, the house of children. So this will be the emphasis, not only in April, but in the entire year for yourself. And now we're looking at ascendant Gemini, or moon in Gemini, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, you'll be recognizing yourself as Cancer. Now for you, your Jupiter and Pluto are on your 7th house. This is a bit a complex conjunction, very powerful. It is a conjunction of power as well. And they will be now in the very last day, 30th of March, 1st of April, they'll be in exact conjunction on your descendant. So be a bit patient, loving with your romantic partner. Be careful with friends, be careful with work, with the people that you have agreements with. This can be a little bit challenging also towards your work. Also, Mars and Saturn meeting on your 8th house. So in general, yes, with finances, you may need to be finances of your partner, finances that come to partnerships. Be also a bit, you know, not cautious, but responsible for your health. Now your ascendant ruler is having very good position. The sun will be saving you from your 10th house until 14th of April, and then will create harmonious aspect of the place of exaltation from your 11th house. So I believe health-wise you're safe, but still Mars Saturn on the 8th house would say your partner, also you be responsible for your health in terms of support yourself in general for good. Now Venus is entering and is in her own house on your 8th house, on your 12th house, excuse me, in Taurus, and there she is very, of course, powerful. This is her own house. She there will be supporting your health. She will be supporting your also the finances of your partner. She will be then supporting the health of your partner. She will be supporting, she will be giving help in terms of winning over enemies. This is the 12th house, the house of the hidden enemies. So be responsible for your health, be patient with your partner, and in terms of work and energies, you are being supported by the placement of the sun, first in the 10th and then in the 11th houses. And yes, work on your spirituality. Your ascendant ruler in the 9th will give you lots of opportunities to study and to do spiritual work. So this was for ascendant Gemini, and now we're looking at ascendant Cancer or moon in Cancer, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, we will be looking then at, you will be recognizing yourself as Leo. Now for you, you have your ascendant ruler appeared on your 9th house with the sun for the first time. Brilliant for your spiritual awareness, for your studies, for your spirituality, for it's just a very good placement. Your ascendant ruler to appear on your 9th house for this month and for the year as well. On your descendant, you will be having Mars and Saturn. So be a bit cautious and very responsible for your health. This is nothing scary because you're very spiritual, and you can, with this placement of the moon, I'm sure that you will be able to stay very, to uplift your vibrations and not to fall in the trap of anxieties and fears, but still in general, not only because of the situation, it's good that you maintain good health. Venus is on your 11th house from where she's aspecting your ascendant. This is blessing for your social circle, for your children, for your love life. So this is good. Venus is helping. And she's also aspecting your ascendant. This is financially, she's also fine, not devastating, taking into consideration taking into consideration the circumstances, Venus is still very, Venus will be helping in terms of finances. Jupiter and Pluto can be a little bit challenging for the people that you're working with, or your routine environment. This can be a bit challenging. There you may need to be patient and intuitive. Yes, so be responsible for your health. Be careful and not very trustworthy people that share your routine environment, people that you work with. Doesn't matter if you do this online or physically. And yes, Venus will be very much saving you, the placement of your ascendant ruler and the sun from your 9th house. And yes, the way out is spirituality, uplifting your vibrations. This is a must. On the 14th of April, the sun is entering your 10th house, and this will be very helpful. This will be like, this will be the saving energies also for yourself. Okay, and now this was for ascendant Cancer. And now we're looking at ascendant Leo or moon in Leo, or if you're looking from the modern perspective, we will be looking at ascendant Virgo. So Leo, for you, luckily, Venus is on your 10th house, and this is from there she's aspecting the whole chart. This is very helpful. But Mars and Saturn are on your 6th, so be cautious with your health, responsible for your health. Also be cautious with the people which surround you, which share your routine environment. The appearance of the first lunar crescent happened on your 8th house, and this is emphasis on your 8th house. It's about spirituality, uplifting your vibrations, also you. On 14th of April, the Sun is entering your 9th house, the exaltation point, and this will be fine for your spiritual work, for communication, media work, for communicating with people abroad, for finances as well, for your studies. This can give you new insights, and this will be very fine. And yes, Venus, up until 5th of March, she will go through different phases, but she will be supporting your work, your career. So even in this moment of difficulties and crisis, Venus will be there for you. Okay, so this was about Ascendant Leo, and now we'll be looking at Ascendant Virgo or Moon in Virgo, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, you will recognize yourself as Libra. Now, for you, your ascendant ruler is on your 6th house, which can make you a little bit overly occupied from your health, or maybe even a bit anxious because it's happening in the sign of Aquarius. Don't be, because you're having the amazing support of Venus on your 9th house. She's training your ascendant. So she's pointing the way through spirituality, through uplifting your vibrations, through having faith in God, through studies, through work of with your spiritual work and practices. This is the way out. So you are saved and supported enormously. So it makes no sense to be overly preoccupied with health or routine matters. On the other hand, the Sun is on your descendant, which is from the Sun until 14th of April will be on your 7th house. This is supporting your relationship. On 14th, the Sun is entering your 8th house, where the Sun will be exalting. This is good for the finances of your partner. This good for, again, could make you very interested in hidden studies, esoterics, secrets of the occultism. Jupiter and Pluto on your 4th house can be a bit challenging for your relationship at home. Also can result on communication with career at your career place. But Venus is the main savior, and this is wonderful. So yes, we will all survive these difficult times through spirituality and faith and work in this direction. Okay, and now we're looking at Ascendant Libra or Sun in Libra, or Moon in Libra, excuse me, Sidereal, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Ascendant Scorpio. You will be recognizing yourself this way. Now for you, your ascendant ruler is on your 8th house. This is not aspecting directly your ascendant, can make you a bit afraid, can be so that you feel anxieties because this is the 8th house for. But on the other hand, the way out is through research, finding out the truth, working again in spiritual means, uplifting our vibrations also for you. And for each one of us, this is valid, but also for you. This can be fine for the finances of your partner, for example. On the other hand, the placement of Mars and Saturn on your 4th house would say, stay safe, be patient with people at home, also with people that you, career-wise. Jupiter and Pluto on your 3rd house can show some challenges with the relationship with siblings. But can be wonderful for your studies, for researching, finding out truth. And yes, health-wise, the Sun is very helpful on your 6th house and will be even more helpful after the 14th of April when the Sun will be entering your 7th house. There he will support your relationship, there he will be supporting your health for good. In any case, the way out is research, finding out the truth, because of your ascendant ruler in the 8th house, and absolutely no place for anxieties and fears, because you'll be okay. And now we're looking at ascendant Scorpio or moon in Scorpio, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, you will be recognizing yourself as ascendant Sagittarius. Now for you, your ascendant ruler, Mars, is on your 3rd house. If you look at Pluto on your 2nd house with Jupiter, this, depending how Pluto and Mars, of course, are placed in your horoscope, we can see exactly how this will manifest for you. But in any case, Pluto and Jupiter together on your 2nd house can make the 2nd house of money a bit challenging, a bit too, a bit challenging in terms of desire to exercise power, can put a bit, these energies are so complex that you might need to look at this, at money, communication in a more simplified way. Because Venus is on your 7th house, and from there she will be supporting you, she will support your relationships, she will be supporting your health, and this is very fine. Also, the Sun is very powerful on your 5th house to support your well-being, luck, relationship with children, love life. So in this sense, the month will be very good for you. Now, when on 14th of April, the Sun enters your 14th house, this will be your 6th house, 14th house. When the Sun on 14th of April enters your 6th house, this will be very fine for your health, well-being, communication with the people that you share your routine environment with. Just be cautious. The way you perceive your career, making money, that is a bit too complex. Be patient, be very intuitive. And when it comes to communication or media work, be prepared very well, double check, triple check every single detail. But Venus is saving you enormously from your 7th house, and this will be up until 5th of May, where she'll be going through different phases, but still she will be on your 7th house. And now we'll be looking at ascendant Sagittarius, or Jupiter, or moon in Sagittarius, or if you're looking at the modern tropical astrology, you'll be recognizing yourself as ascendant Capricorn. So for you, people with ascendant Sagittarius, Jupiter, Pluto on the ascendant can be really completely changing your perspective, can be so that you choose to change, to moderate your belief system. You can go on another level of your spirituality, and you may receive information or knowledge that you've been seeking for a long time. This will be valid for the entire year to come, but also for the month of April in a very interesting way. In terms of health, it's good that you maintain healthy lifestyle. Venus on your 6th house is very positive to support your routine, environment, and your health actually as well. The Sun, until 14th of April will be on your 4th house. This will support your home, also your work, your career. And on the from 14th of April on, for 1 month, the Sun will be on your 5th house, and this will support your luck, this will support your relationship, this will be blessing for your children as well. Now, in terms of finances, the week can be a bit too preoccupied, a bit challenging. You may need to organize very well your activities, to structure your way of making money. It can be a bit indeed challenging, your work environment. But the placement of the Sun, especially after 14th of April, the month will be better for you, will look better, will give you more knowledge, will be more supportive in terms of studies, also in terms of your private life, your relationship. So from 14th of April, the month will look much better for you, I think. Before that as well, you may go through a phase of completely reanalyzing your belief system, your knowledge. You may be in a stage of reviewing secrets and changing your spiritual awareness, maybe uplifting your consciousness. This will be very important that you work on this. These activities will be blessed and supported by the spirit world. In terms of communication, Mercury on your third house can be fine, supporting your studies, supporting your media work, for example. But all has a bit of spiritual direction for good. So this was about Ascendant Sagittarius. Now we'll be looking at Ascendant Capricorn or Moon in Capricorn, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, then we'll be looking at the Ascendant Aquarius. Now for you, your Ascendant ruler with Mars, they're both on your Ascendant, and this will be valid for the entire April, especially powerful until in the first part of the month. Well, I can tell you this is a bit challenging. Could be that you need to be responsible for your health, maintain a healthy lifestyle, but not only physically, healthy emotionally, because if you allow low vibrations, if you allow fears, anxieties, this can have impact on your health. So I suggest that first you work on absolutely not allowing any fears and anxieties, and then of course maintaining in general healthy lifestyle. Venus on your fifth house is aspecting the Ascendant, and she will be supporting you, so you shouldn't be worried. But the way out of these difficult times that we live in, temporary hopefully, is really that you remain very spiritual, that you remain connected with the spirit world, and you work on your spiritual techniques, meditate. Like in the beginning I suggested this amazing method of the silver method for enhancing your intuition. This could be wonderful for you in these particular times. Welcome the sun, and yes, remain healthy. Now the sun will have is now until 14th of April on your third house, from where he will support your media work, your studies. And then on the 14th of April, the sun is entering your fourth house, from where he will be supporting your home, from where he will be emphasizing on your home, maybe support work from home, studies. So in this sense, the sun will have beneficial role. The first appearance of the moon for you happened on the third house. So indeed, studies, spiritual work, communication, negotiations with people through online means, because we have no other choice now, obviously, can be a very good opportunity, and especially studying and doing spiritual work will be very fine during this month of April. And don't forget, Venus is saving you from your fifth house, where she will be supporting you also financially. Just don't allow anxieties and fears because you have no reasons. Venus will be saving you in a good way. And Jupiter will be helping you and supporting your health from your 12th house. And now we're looking at Ascendant Aquarius or Moon in Aquarius. So if you're following the modern tropical astrology, then you will be looking at Ascendant Pisces. Now for you, Mercury is on your Ascendant, passing this month. And in the beginning of the month, when the month started on the 25th of March, the Mercury is passing through a sacred degree. It's very spiritual. This can create and enhance your interest in spiritual literature, methods, knowledges, spiritual techniques, all very fine and very delicate because of this interesting position of Mercury. The moon will be during the entire month on your fourth house, and not the moon, excuse me, Venus as an evening star. She will be supporting your love life, she'll be supporting your home, finances, even career. Until 14th of April, the sun is on your sixth house, the house of money. This is supportive for your finances, also because Jupiter is aspecting, and the sun is having a specific position in Pisces, where is your second house. And then on 14th of April, the sun is moving to on your third house, where the sun will be exalted. Great for your communication skills, media work, and above all, studies, enhancing your intuition, enhancing your spirituality. Mars and Saturn, your ascendant ruler, will be meeting on your 12th house, so be particularly responsible for your health, and be this can help you win over enemies, or can create also some challenges in relation to secret enemies. So be a bit alert in this direction. But in any case, Jupiter on your 11th house is supporting you, and also Venus from your 4th. So the way out is study, spirituality, enhancing and uplifting your vibration, not allow to fall into the trap of fears, which is also possible for you because your ascendant ruler is in the 12th. So remain very positive, very firm, very much connected with the Creator, with God, with the spirit world. And now we will be looking at Ascendant Pisces or Moon in Pisces, or if you're looking at modern tropical astrology, this will be Ascendant Aries. Now for you, your Ascendant ruler with Pluto is on the 10th. This is not ideal because they will be making this exact conjunction, especially 31st of March, and this will be valid, will be quite much influencing also the month. So your career place can be a little bit challenging. Complex, if you want. You may experience execution of power or power games at work. The same is valid also for your social circle. There can be a bit conflicting, disharmonious. Be a bit responsible, cautious, alert with children. Your also, you may need to be diplomatic, loving, patience with your romantic partner. On the other hand, Venus on your 3rd house is supporting the descendant, your house of your relationships, your ascendant. So this is fine. Venus is giving help and support, but the situation on the sky is a bit complex. So even though Venus is giving support towards your health, is supporting your romantic life, your relationships, it's good that you're alert for the people which can which you may think are friends but are not, and also be a bit patient and very careful when it comes to your career place, which may turn to be a bit disharmonious this month. Health-wise, I think that you'll be okay until 14th of April. The Sun is on your ascendant to support you enormously, and from 14th to the end of the month, the Sun is on your 2nd house. This will be supporting your finances for sure, and also the health of your partner. So in terms of health, I'm sure that you will be healthy. So this was my month for the 12 ascendants. Your comments are very welcome. Thank you for your attention. Stay safe and don't allow to fall in the trap of fears, because this is what the powerful position of Saturn can bring us. Fears, anxieties, also went together with Mars and Saturn together. This is powerful. Don't forget that you will be having Jupiter and Venus trine, which according to the ancients is really support from heaven. It is saying, and the prayers of the natives will be heard by God. So don't forget to pray, don't forget to be connected with the spirit world, and don't allow any fears. The more you fear, the more prone you are to any risky situation that is happening right now in the world. So stay safe, and many blessings from me.